Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another X-Plane 11 live stream. So tonight we have a very special stream. I have a guest that's going to be flying co-pilot with me on Smart-Copilot. I'd like to introduce you to my co-pilot for the evening. His channel name is PatsFan12873. PatsFan, why don't you introduce yourself?
What's going on, everybody?
So we're going to do it. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Let's go ahead and get this stream underway. Handing it back
So,
to you.
so we're going to do a flight together in Smart-Copilot. Hopefully he doesn't crash. But we're gonna fly in the VisionJet because it's the only plane right now that seems to work with Smart-Copilot without having issues. We tried flying in the Zebo because that's the only other aircraft PatsFan has, and we would manage to take off from the airport, but a couple minutes later the plane would just basically fall out of the sky as if it were tail heavy. Um, so this is pretty much our only option unless we want to fly to Cessna, and it's going to take forever to get to San Francisco from here. The reason why I'm flying to San Francisco today is I bought the new airport, the Payware Airport by ShortFinal Design. I did take a sneak peek at it last week, or yesterday I should say, and it looked pretty good. I gotta say, I was very impressed, so we're going to check it out together on stream. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop inside, and we'll get this show on the road. So we'll go
I'll set up all the buttons for you, that way you can worry about getting the FMS.
Okay. So before I start the engine, I'm just going to go ahead and set up the flight computer or flight plan here. Don't start the engine yet.
Got that?
We'll just declutter. I don't need any of that right now. Flight plan. And go ahead and get my SimBrief profile out here. And you already preloaded the fuel and payload on your end, right?
Not yet, no, but I will.
Okay.
So right. Aircraft,
okay.
Customize.
And go to select procedure. It's pretty much going to be that's typical flight I do from LAX to San Francisco. So, all right. It's going to be serve somewhere 2. And it's going to be 25 right. And it's going to be the stoked transition load. And then from there, stoked, we're going to go to surfer. Make sure we are, it's like we're okay.
Payload weight is 2.
All right. Surfer. Oops. That's what we want. And then we have our arrival into San Francisco. And then we have our arrival into San Francisco. Select arrival. It's going to be Surfer 4. And we're going to load. Procedure. Select approach. It's going to be ILS 28 left with the eddy transition minimums. I got to get my charts out for that. Get our airport information. The little 25 right's going to be right behind us, so it should be too difficult to taxi to. And then bring up San Francisco.
Just let me know when you're ready for the engine start.
Okay. Arrival, Surfer 4, and then 28 left. And the airport. What time you're at? What time are you set at, Pat?
At the default 9 o'clock time.
Okay. Let's go ahead and synchronize. Let's go to 1300 hours. Or 1300 or 1 o'clock local time. Okay. All right, so barrel minimums for San Francisco is going to be 213. 210. Okay. All right. So flight plan. All right, things looking good. Just got to put in the altitudes now. So we're going to be cruising at 20,000 feet.
Correct.
But the G1000, you have to put in the altitude manually. So Docker is going to be at, that's fine. That's fine. Davos is going to be, yeah, that's fine. McGee, dark. Dark. Summer will be 13,800. 1,300 feet's fine. That's fine. And then Orloff is going to be 17,700 feet. Ryzen is going to be 20,000 feet. Splint is going to be 20,000 feet. Oops. Stoked is going to be 20,000 feet. And then what's Surfer going to be? Let's check the next page. Surfer is pretty much going to be all 20,000 feet. I don't know why I keep pressing the wrong knob. And then we have our arrival into San Francisco. Everything else looks fine. We'll go ahead and set those in stone. And then we have our, okay. There we go. Of course, we're not going to follow those altitude restrictions. We're just going to go out to 20,000 feet. All right, so we'll go ahead now and set our altitude here and our departure heading, which is going to be 251. Come on. And then we need to set our ILS course heading and approach. Okay, altitude is going to be 20,000 feet. And we're going to do a flight level change, and we're going to set our, I guess, our climb speed for now around 150 knots. I guess that'll work. All right. I'm going to go back to the pilot seat. I need to set our course heading for arrival, so we need to go to CDI. Localizer 1, I believe it's 284, but I'll double check that. Airports. 284, correct. And then where's the course knob? There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing for the co-pilot side as well, 284. And then back to GPS for flight director, transponder. That's fine. And then we need to get our altimeter. Oh, it's not live letter, so our altimeter is correct, 2992. That's fine. All right. And then we'll set our range to Yeah, that'll work. And then I'm going to go ahead and there we go. And that's rad terrain. We're good there. And everything looking good on your end, Pat?
Looking good on my end. I have red and blue terrain. I have the PFD set and everything ready to fly.
Okay, let's start the engine.
Doors and hatches are shut. Brakes are off.
Of course, if I were rich, this would be my aircraft. I would actually buy this.
Doors locked. Cabin secure. Safe for takeoff.
Alrighty. Everything's looking like it's coming along nicely. Oops. Okay, go ahead and set flaps. The first flap setting. Alright, I'll set the trim for departure. I set my trim switch on my joystick. Okay, so all we need to do now is get the 2.5 right. That shouldn't be too difficult. It's right behind us, I believe. And I'm sure Pat's gonna probably provide some ATC clearances and stuff too.
If you want me to.
If you want. We just gotta make a U-turn now.
November 25, 1, Sierra Victor, LA Tower. Taxiing runway 30 right. I mean, correction, 25 left.
25 right. Should be 25 right.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Well, we're clear to taxi.
Turning us around so I can see the taxiway here. Okay, I guess we're going that way. Taxi slow.
Lights on. Everything's on. We're all set.
Okay. I'm going to hold short, make sure our switches are in the correct position. Then we'll ask for runway clearance or takeoff clearance.
With 25-1, Sierra Victor, LA Tower. Holding court runway at hold court line for runway 25 right. Requesting permission to take off.
Okay, let's see. Windshield on, yes. Probe heaters on, fresh air on, master oxygen on. All the bad lights seem to be on. We're good.
Roger, clear to take off. Contact when passing 3,000 feet.
Okay. I did forget to put our ILS frequency, but we'll do that once we're in the air. Getting on the runway.
Don't forget to check flight controls.
There's no flight control. Yeah, we checked. We did. We checked off camera. I'm just going to hit the ground running here. Let me go ahead and close. I'm going to stop for just a second here. I got to get rid of my map here. Alright, here we go. Take off with, I guess, 93, 94% N1.
A little bit of right rudder.
Oh. Hey, why am I turning? I'm turning for some reason. My camera's turning. I gotta turn off. Let's be realistic. There you go. Yeah, my camera was turning to the left on its own for some reason. Alright, unpause.
What's V1?
Oh, we can take off now.
Rotate. Positive rate.
You're up?
You're up. Oh, only you can do gear.
Oh.
Gear's coming up.
Ooh, careful, man. Okay, engage AP button.
Which is?
On the autopilot panel below, you'll see a button that says AP. Go ahead and click it.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, connected. Autopilot on. Flaps up.
Flaps coming up.
We're going to set our climb out speed. Increase our climb out speed to 180, I guess. Dial back our thrust to 92%. While we're airborne, go ahead and put in our ILS frequency since we got time. It is going to be 109.55.
November 25, 1, Sierra Victor. Flight level 3,100. Inbound to waypoint. Groupie. Rocket frequencies to turning out this frequency.
It's looking good here. We're on the actual surface departure, so that's good. Keep an eye on our flight plan here. Okay, so far so good. How you doing, Pat?
Doing good.
Good? No stuttering or anything?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
Solid on my end still.
Good. increase our speed to 200 knots.
Do what?
Increase my speed to 200 knots now. Everything's looking good.
Everything's looking good.
LAX behind us. That's an 8,000 feet. Needless to say, it's going to take us a little longer to get to San Francisco than with a Boeing Airbus, but this aircraft is pretty fast for its size once we get to cruise altitude, so hopefully it won't take us that much longer to get there.
It doesn't look like we're going off our VNAV at all. It looks like we're way off course.
Looks fine to me. It could just be a quirk of Smart-Copilot. Okay, we're about 10,000 feet. Go ahead and turn landing lights off. Nav lights can stay on though. There you go. Thank you, sir. Are you looking at the summer 2 chart?
I'll pull it up for you.
It's showing me right on course. I'm right on the mark. We're heading right for summer.
I guess it's just on my screen.
Okay.
Which happens sometimes. Which we found out which is a fluke sometimes, right?
Yeah. It could be maybe when I pause for those few seconds. I don't know if you paused when I was having that issue with the XP Realistic. Like literally my camera was starting to turn like this, and I couldn't stop it, so I had to turn it off. I had to pause while I did it because I was in a takeoff roll. Where are you at right now? Can I see a? Can I see?
I'm just north. I'm just
Watching
north.
stream. Let me see.
I'm near Kittle.
Okay. What does your chart say for summer 2?
Pulling it up now.
Looks like you're basically at the same place I am. It's just your route looks different for some reason.
That's how I was saying.
So pull up Summer 2. Oh, you gotta go to airports, and then type in LAX, KLAX. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Click the hamburger icon. Click departures. Summer 2. It's gonna be towards the bottom. There you go. Let's see what it says. Yep. It's just your flight plan looks weird for some reason. So
I figured that.
So that's how we know. So you're good. It's just your routing is wrong on your. Don't mess with it, but it's wrong on your G1000 for some reason. But we're still on course. Don't worry, everybody. We're still on course. Hey, you still hear me okay?
My what?
Okay, just making sure the audio. I closed your stream because I was worried it might mess up my bandwidth. So as long as we can still talk, that's good. All right. Heading.
Did you already set the ILS frequency?
I did already. We're good. Good. So as mentioned, Smart-Copilot isn't perfect. It has its quirks. As we found out, obviously, this and the Cessna 172 is pretty much the only two aircraft we can fly, which are both default models without any issues at all. The problem is when we go to fly more complicated aircraft, again, like the aforementioned Zeeble, that's when we have issues. I believe Pat is considering getting the tow-less Airbus, but he's still thinking about it if he does decide to purchase it. It does come with a Smart-Copilot config file, so if he decides to get it, we'll try that out in Smart-Copilot as well. But we don't know if that's going to have an issue with that aircraft either. There is currently
Straight left, right?
Yeah, there is currently a multiplayer shared server in the works. It's going to be a subscription-based service. It's basically called, I believe, Shared Flight. It used to be a FlyJSim project, but now it's an independent project on its own. And they do have a Discord page. So right now, I believe they're in beta right now. They're still testing it. So my hope is that that will actually be a true, decent multiplayer server. Since there's going to be a subscription cost. The onus will be on them to make sure that everything is good to go as far as aircraft compatibility. I I guess the drawing point is that both players can have different sceneries, different plugins, and it wouldn't affect the actual multiplayer experience, from what I understand. But I'm not sure when it's going to be released. All I know is that it's currently in beta right now. Whenever it comes out, I'm definitely going to subscribe to it.
I probably will too, depending on how much it costs.
Yeah. They say it should be a fair price, maybe $3.99, $4.99 per month or something. And then hopefully a couple years down the road, I mean, there's no official confirmation. It's just idle speculation on my part. Hopefully in a couple years, Laminar will actually roll out their multiplayer capability from the mobile version and bring it to the desktop version. So both versions will have native true multiplayer support, which would be pretty cool, I'd say. Maybe something similar to Microsoft Flight Simulator's multiplayer setup. Not quite the same, but if it allows people to fly in the same server together, like we're doing right now, without the quirks of other software, like Smart-Copilot, for example, would be a game changer, for the multiplayer portion of X-Plane anyway. I know not everybody likes X-Plane multiplayer. Not everybody needs X-Plane multiplayer. Some would argue that it's would be nice to have rather than a necessity, but it would be nice to have native multiplayer support. Not at launch, but maybe a year or two down the road. And X-Plane 12 would be nice. Hey, we're coming up at 18,000 feet, but we're already at standard, so we're good. We don't have to change the altimeter. And I'm streaming because I have the better scenery. Pat still has the default ortho, but he's looking into getting upgraded ortho. He just started his... When did you start flying X-Plane, Pat? A couple months ago?
I would say that about, yeah.
Okay, so he's still getting into the, the X-Plane world, so it's going to take a while to get...
Just got my yoke and throttles.
Yeah. It's going to take a while for him to get set up, to what he feels will be an enjoyable flight experience. So right now I'm flying with orphones installed. I do have, this is actually the Orbit's Payware California True Earth scenery. This is actually the high-def version of it, which requires a lot of storage space, but there is a standard version which uses less storage space.
And it still looks pretty good for being a default with me.
Yeah. Default isn't too bad, but there's no question that Orbit's definitely has a leg up on the default ortho for sure. Be at cruise altitude pretty soon. Take a look where we are in their flight plan. So once we pass Follett, that's when we'll probably start our descent into, or begin or activate our approach. Okay. Yeah. How's our engines looking? Everything's looking good. Everything's in the green, so we're good. We're about 1,000 feet away from our cruise altitude. Really a pretty simple plane, I guess. It's got a couple of Garmin 1000s. You got a few panels down here: radio panel, weight and balance panel, systems panel, and you got a small little autopilot panel. There's no auto throttle, so you do have to manage your thrust accordingly. Normally, I'll actually cruise around 87 N1, and then the speed will just keep climbing until it can reach its maximum speed at that N1 percentage, basically. Climbing pretty slowly now, but we're almost there.
I feel like we just started.
Huh?
I feel like we just started the flight.
Yeah. Again, this is a small, but you know, it's surprising there's only one engine on this aircraft. It's one jet engine, but that one jet engine is pretty powerful. And of course, you guys might be wondering, well, there's only one engine. What happens if there's an engine failure? There's no redundancy. What do you do? Well, Cirrus actually has thought of that. Cirrus actually has the parachute system here. So in theory, if we do lose an engine, all we have to do is pull on that caps handle and it will deploy a parachute. And we just float gently down to the ground.
So. And no ideas. No ideas. Yep. Maybe tempting, but we're not going to do it.
No. And it's standard, I believe, in all Cirrus aircraft now, so... Okay, we're at 20,000 feet. I'm going to dial back to... Let's go 89% N1. See if we can hold around 200 knots. And then we're going to hold our altitude. And then I'm going to go ahead and... I keep looking for a tablet, but it's not modeled in the default Cirrus. So we're going to need to get down.
Same with the default 747, if you also try and share a cockpit.
Yeah, the default 747 also didn't seem to work too well. But to be fair with Smart-Copilot, there wasn't an actual dedicated config file for the default 737. We just tried using the Zebo, and it wasn't compatible, unfortunately. Some of the switches worked, but others did not. And I don't mean the default has switches you can't select. Like some of the switches that you were able to select, we couldn't select for some reason. So, again, this and the Cirrus are pretty much our only two options for now for shared co-pilot flight. Alright, good here. And we're pretty much done with our center arrival, so I'm going to get ready to chart. This is our Surfer 4. And let's see where we are in the map right now. We're just passing, we're just north of Santa Barbara, heading towards Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo. And for some reason, our nav deselected for some reason, so I'm going to go and re-click it. Glad I caught that before it was too late.
So how's our autopilot? Is that going through them still?
Yeah, we're engaged. It's just for some reason when I clicked altitude, it disengaged the nav for some reason. And I didn't notice it until now.
Good catch.
Yeah. So it looks like we're cruising at around 200 knots with 89% thrust. That should be good. And we should have plenty of fuel to get there with that amount of thrust. So everything looks green, so we're good there. So what are your thoughts on that's plane 12, Pat?
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Anything about the sim that you are most particularly looking forward to as far as improvements?
Hopefully they make the default aircraft more switches and stuff more realistic.
Yeah. So I think for sure the A330. That's one aircraft they're really working hard on right now. That's going to be pretty decent, hopefully default aircraft out of the box. I know they were going to use the default FMS, but I think they're now working on a custom FMS that looks more like Airbus for that aircraft. It looks pretty good, textures-wise. The cabin looks beautiful. The outside looks wonderful. The cockpit actually has some really nice texturing. And the sounds, oh man, the sounds for that default aircraft, it sounds pretty good, I gotta say. So definitely one of the default aircraft that's plane 12 I'm looking forward to flying the most. It's going to be the A330.
Now I'm trying to figure out, when you take a screenshot on X-Plane, where does it go? What folder?
I do not know. That would be a Steam question. I think it's part of your Steam. Maybe there's a folder for Steam. Screenshots, maybe somewhere. You got to look for it. Me personally, looking forward to the improved weather. It'd be nice to get weather effects back on the windshield, to have proper rain effects on the windshield again, to see the actual runways all wet like they're supposed to be in real life. When it rains, the runways get wet, so it'll be nice to see those effects. The new lighting system is actually another thing I'm looking most forward to. New lighting system, new weather effects. It's supposed to have improved ATC, which is going to be pretty nice, including VFR, I believe. New water effects. There's going to be 3D water, so the water is going to look fantastic. Flying overhead.
Like if we have to make an emergency landing in the water, it'll look more realistic and stuff.
Yeah, it would. And the only thing that is a question mark right now is the terrain. Again, I believe for launch it's going to be the same standard auto-generated terrain that plane 11 has. Hopefully they'll have it tweaked a little bit to make it at least a little bit more pleasant looking for version 12. But that's one of the drawbacks of plane 12. There's going to be no streaming ortho like Microsoft Flight Simulator, so if you're somebody that really wants to have the most realistic scenery possible, maybe Microsoft Flight Simulator would be a better choice for you. But of course, there will still be ortho sceneries available. Orbitz, I assume, would update their current ortho sceneries for X-Plane 11. I'm assuming they'll tweak it for X-Plane 12. And hopefully Vertical Sim Studios will do the same with his V-State sceneries as well. But I believe they're still going to be compatible with X-Plane 12. It's just that they're going to need to be tweaked to have the 3D water effects. Otherwise, they're just going to be stuck with 2D water effects instead. Well, seasons are also one thing I'm looking most forward to. There's going to be actual winter, fall, summer, spring, including snow and ice in the winter. So that'll be nice. There'll be actual icing effects on the plane, so you'll see the windshield, the wingtips, everything for flying for icing conditions. You'll actually see the plane start to ice up, so that'll be pretty cool. New trees. They're going to have new default trees, which look pretty good. They're 3D trees, basically. There's going to be a mixture of 3D and 2D trees, I believe. Volumetric clouds, again, part of the weather. I'm looking forward to that. New F-mod sounds. And, apparently this plane's going to ship with new sound effects, so that'll be pretty cool. They're going to have improved objects for the scenery gateway, so for the default airports, they'll have more options as far as terminals, buildings, designs, so make the airport buildings a little bit more realistic, so that'll be pretty cool. Let's see where we're at.
I guess, now, what's the release date looking like, I think?
I'm sorry?
Because I've seen some on Facebook, I think it was.
Yeah.
That said, like, X-Plane's on, like, ShortFinal now.
Oh, as far as ETA, well, they never officially said it. But a lot of people are thinking maybe within the next 30 days, possibly. End of summer. Whether that'll happen, it really depends on if they're caught up on their bug fixing and stuff. But I'd say hopefully for the next 30 days, if I had to make an educated guess, we'll have X-Plane 12.
Let's hope.
Yeah. And I'll still be flying X-Plane 12, because again, X-Plane 11 is going to be in beta, so there's going to be probably a year of bug fixing and stuff before it becomes a full release version, so I'll probably be back and forth between X-Plane 11 and 12, but once I feel that X-Plane 12 is far enough ahead as far as bug fixes and things like that, then I probably will leave X-Plane 11 behind, but it's probably going to be
maybe a year to a year and a half, probably.
Maybe a year or less. We'll see. It depends on how quickly they like I said, they get it up to speed and get it released the full version out of beta without any issues. At least I think it's being released as a beta, at least as far as I understand. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but I think it's going to be initial beta release, and then they'll get it up to date, and there's going to be other improvements too. Like I said, I believe they are going to improve the all-gen scenery, but it's not going to be at launch. It's going to be a later update, I believe. So it'll be probably a year or so before it gets close to being a full release without any, and it'll just be random bug fixes from that point on, and minor features added here or there. So what aircraft are you looking for most forward to flying in X-Plane 12, Pat?
Hopefully the Boeings again.
Boeings?
Hopefully, and the Cessna. But I think the fun aircraft to be to bring in instead of the Cessna is Piper.
Piper? Well, there's some Pipers available. Just Flight has Piper, the Piper Air. I don't know if it's going to be available for default by X-Plane. I know there's some payware options currently for X-Plane 11. I would assume that they will make them compatible for X-Plane 12. But I do have, or I did buy the Piper PA-28. I've used that for a while. Pretty fun aircraft to fly. I know they're going to have a default Cirrus SR-22 in X-Plane, so I do have the payware one by X Aviation, but I do want to try a default one, see how it compares. And then again, for me, yeah, as long as the Zeebo still works, I'll be happy, but I'm more of an Airbus guy, so I definitely want to see TOLUS and Flight Factor. I like to see their versions become updated for X-Plane 12, which will be nice. Take advantage of the new features like icing, windshield effects, and lighting effects, which will be kind of cool. Let's see where we're at now. We're in for Stoked right now. Okay. I don't know if we can arm VNAV yet. Let me try. No, we're not close enough yet. So we're now heading over San Luis Obispo in Central California. It's toward the coast.
I was actually there 1 week of 2021 last year, but in the Southern California.
Yeah, San Luis Obispo, I've been there. It's a 3-hour drive from LA. No traffic, 3.5 hours. Actually, a really beautiful area. You got Pismo Beach to the south, and then if you go further south, you got Carpinteria, Santa Barbara.
When I went there, I was in the San Diego Solana Beach area.
Okay, you're far south of that, yeah. San Luis Obispo is in Central California. It's in San Luis Obispo County, so it's north of. It's well north of Santa Barbara, yeah.
And what about for Flight Sim Expo 22? Does anyone know about that yet?
Isn't it gonna be in Florida? I think it's gonna be 2023. I don't know if they're gonna have a 2022.
So I might give you tickets to it, and plane tickets probably.
So yeah, I don't think.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, they're not gonna have a 2022 version. It's gonna be in Houston, Texas.
What's Flight Sim Expo at all, really?
Pretty much.
Like what's there really? Like trying out different, seeing different setups and stuff. Really.
Yep. They have all sorts of developers and manufacturers. Basically everything flight sim related. You know.
Like people let you try out their stuff on like a quick flight and stuff like that.
Yep. And then they have like little seminars and stuff too. So let's see. You can actually join online. Last year, that's what I did. They had a hybrid online version, so that's what I did. I wasn't actually in San Diego for that one. I actually just watched the expo online. But yeah, it's just like any exhibition. You have different manufacturers, developers, flight simmers, exhibitors that want to showcase all their fancy stuff. You know, like Logitech, Thrustmaster, Redbird.
Eventually, I'm going to shoot towards getting the Thrustmaster, TCA side stick, and Boeing yoke.
Yeah, I didn't get the Boeing yoke. I was kind of tempting, but I already have a yoke. I already paid enough money for it, so you know.
The Boeing yoke I'm hearing is actually pretty good. It comes with the reversers and everything, like how you would on a Boeing.
Oh yeah. If you don't have
it also comes with quadrant too.
Yeah, that would probably be good. I'd probably shoot for that, and then you could probably. They do have a USB version of the SciTech throttle, so you don't have to plug it into your yoke, your current yoke. It just comes with a USB cable and just plug into your computer. So, because I know the one that or at least the one that came with my SciTech yoke, the original throttle, it had like some weird circle connection instead of a USB connection. But when I stopped using the SciTech setup and I got the Redbird yoke, I just bought a USB SciTech yoke. It's basically the same, or throttle. It's basically the same throttle, the same 3 levers, but instead of a circle connector on the end, it's got a USB connector instead.
Nice. So about what? Maybe an hour, 30 minutes out, probably?
That's what it says in the map here, 1 hour and 30 minutes. No, that's actually the next waypoint. Let's see. We're 156 nautical miles from San Francisco, so yeah, another hour, I'd say. Maybe less.
I feel like it's gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna maybe look into. Either taking a Greyhound or flying. So I know if I take a Greyhound, it'll be uncomfortable. I won't be able to sleep really.
It'll be cheaper.
But
save some of that money for the expo, yeah.
But if I go, I can probably get tickets, but hotel will be expensive though. I probably won't have a license either. And counting an Uber cost and everything.
Yeah. That's the thing, you have to get a hotel. But Houston's a big city, you know, you can find a hotel. You don't necessarily have to be that close to the expo. You can find one reasonably cheap somewhere else. Maybe just take a taxi or a ride share to the convention center every day and back.
Or I hope I have a friend there in the same hotel as me.
Or maybe you guys can pull up the money and get a rental car or something. I don't know.
Who knows? I might get known by doing this with either for 23 or 24
Maybe.
and get invited by them.
Yeah, you never know.
Who knows? We both might get invited probably soon in the next few years.
You never know.
We never know.
Never know. Glass half full or glass half empty, I guess, perspective.
But yeah, I'm still looking for a sponsor for my YouTube channel still.
You're gonna need a few more subscribers, I'd say. I'd
Probably
probably
about
work
1,000.
on, yeah, 1,000 plus. And then maybe Skillshare or something like that.
Once I get 1,000, people can actually donate to me.
Yeah.
And I can have advertisements in my videos too.
That's good. Make some money. Me personally, that's not really, you know, my focus, you know, but you're still young enough to really make your channel really grow into something special. You just have to, it's going to take a lot of hard work, you know. Success doesn't come overnight, you know. I've seen a lot of YouTubers over the years that they would struggle to get views on their channel. Like, you know, they would make all these wonderful videos and you would only get like 100, 200 views, 100 views, maybe 1 or 2 subscribers. You know, rather than giving up and getting frustrated, you just kept putting out videos. Slowly but surely, the algorithm will bless them, and then now we got, you know, upwards of 250,000 or more subscribers now. So it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of work. But if you want it, you know, you got to work for it. It can be there, you know.
Yeah, my success didn't come overnight.
Yeah.
My success doesn't. I'm not really successful yet. I only have 150 right now.
No. And like I said, me personally, I'm not looking to go that route. You know, I just like to do streams on the weekdays, sometimes on the weekend, or sometimes on the weekdays, on the weekends. Again, I have a real world job, and
So do I. Not as hard as what you do, probably.
it's just more responsibilities, I guess. And I honestly, I kind of like what I'm doing, so.
So do I. Pick on a cowgirls fan every day.
Yeah.
So we're nearing Mount Tree right now.
Say again.
However you pronounce it.
Now it's what?
Monterey, however you pronounce it.
Monterey.
We're getting close to there.
Okay.
Wow, San Francisco and Oakland are really close.
Yeah, they're right across the bay from each other. That's where
That's
Alcatraz.
big rivalry.
Yeah, Alcatraz is in there somewhere.
I mean, that's a big baseball rivalry, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Just like the Cubs and the White Sox, the Angels and the Dodgers.
There used to be a rivalry between there kind of still is between the 49ers and the Raiders, but the Raiders actually moved to Las Vegas, so they're not right across the bay from each other anymore. And I know Oakland Athletics,
Actually, no.
they're still pushing for a new stadium.
The 49ers are in Santa Clara.
Yeah, they're just a little bit, I forget where it is, but somewhere around the Bay Area still, I think. But you know, Oakland might lose the Athletics too if they don't get the stadium. So
The Athletics are thinking about moving to Vegas too.
yeah, it's just the stadium. Like they don't, you know, nobody wants to build a new stadium, and of course, you know, I kind of question tax dollars being used for that anyway, but...
Like, I question my tax dollars going towards something that we don't need either.
No,
like road construction or something.
Yeah, something. Let's not let this conversation get too political, okay? But yeah. So, of course, all these sports owners, they want to have,
like the
public funds, some public funds.
Team.
Yeah.
Because one of the Waltons bought the Broncos.
Well, Homer Simpson doesn't own it anymore?
No, he sold it. A Walton. One of the Waltons bought it. Now everyone calls him the Walmart team.
Yeah, there was a Simpsons episode. This was before you were born. It was in the early '90s or mid '90s, where Homer and his merry band go to watch the Super Bowl. And no, it was actually an episode where I don't know if you heard of a Simpsons character called Hank Scorpio.
No.
He basically was like a James Bond villain, essentially. So he had this worker town. He actually hired Homer. They lived in this nice, beautiful community. But what Homer didn't realize is that he was looking to take over the world. And Homer had actually confessed to him that he always wanted to own the Dallas Cowboys. And at the end of the episode, when the Simpson family go back to the Evergreen Terrace, Hank Scorpio says he couldn't swing the Dallas Cowboys, but he bought the Denver Broncos for Homer Simpson instead. And Homer's like, the Denver Broncos. And then they wound up winning the Super Bowl, I think, just before John Elway retired. I think that was a few years later. And then they won a Super Bowl another couple times when I think Peyton Manning was quarterbacking them. Yeah.
Once.
So they weren't necessarily a bad team. Maybe they were bad at the time the episode was aired, but they wound up winning 4 Super Bowls, so it's not bad.
Yeah, in fact, there was another episode of Family Guy. I think it was the first episode where Peter does that fake thing, where he does that fake tax thing, unemployment.
Oh, okay.
It's all his money. Then he flies over the Super Bowl and throws money down.
From a blimp.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But my favorite Simpsons episode is where he does that, where he illegally downloads those movies and shows them in his backyard.
Oh, it's supposed to have been a recent episode. I haven't really watched Simpsons, honestly, since 2005.
I think it's season 26. I don't know.
Okay, I haven't watched that one. I really haven't watched Simpsons, honestly, since 2007. Since the Simpsons movie came out. I'm more into the classic era between 1990 and 2004, 2005 era Simpsons. But yeah, it's amazing. They're still on the air all those years later. They're still on the air. Crazy. 1989 was the first pilot episode. So, yeah, almost 35 years. That's amazing for a series. It's not a soap opera.
So I just watched an animated video of a plane taking off and a bird was flapping its wings.
Yeah.
And it showed the plane flapping its wings too.
Oh yeah.
Like it was trying to fly like a bird.
Memes, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. When a plane did that, it would plummet right out of the sky so fast.
Yeah. But the meme world's kind of like Toon Force, like anything's possible,
Yeah. Do we really need terrain radar right now, or not really?
Do we need what?
A terrain radar right now?
No, we do have it. We do have it activated though. It's actually it's highlighted. So once we get lower, you'll see orange or red start to show up on the map. It is activated right now. It's not gonna turn on until we descend lower.
So we'll probably start our descent soon, probably.
Yeah, we're. Let me see if I can engage VNav here. No, we're not. Wait, why did my altitude change? There you go. We gotta get closer until we. But once I click VNav, we should actually see VNav path on the left screen here, but not close enough yet. And then I gotta keep an eye on this map because once we pass solid, I'm gonna have to start our approach into 28 left. So I need to make sure that I activate that. At that point, we'll be at 8,000 feet.
Why have a approach set for LAX?
Huh?
Now, why do you have an approach set for LAX?
No, San Francisco. Approach San Francisco. It may look different on your screen, but on my screen it says San Francisco.
Because mine says KLAX, KLAX.
Okay, remember earlier they had those weird looking routes? That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look at your arrival chart. Look at Surfer 4. That'll tell you if we're on the... Yeah, right now I'm just coming up on Surfer on the map here, on the chart.
I'm on my arrival chart now. Surfer 4. I have it now.
Okay.
So when you say probably about WW Wave as play start our descent.
We're gonna let the computer do it. Pat's always so eager to start our descent, guys. You like, let's get down, come on, let's go down. And I'm like,
because I know I've had some experience with the descent starting too late half the time sometimes.
yeah. But if we get too low, it's gonna take longer for us to approach. So we'll cross that bridge if it happens. I'll just circle around, not a big deal. Scotty! Scotty! Once we pass Gnarly, we should be able to activate our approach here, or VNav.
So I'm gonna go ahead and look at our approach.
On the map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is ILS 28 right?
28 left. It's ILS 28 left.
So we already about the ILS frequency set.
Yeah, 109.55 on my end. That's what I got it set to.
Do I need to do it on my end, or am I good?
Leave it alone. I think the master is going to have the radio frequency priority anyway, so leave it alone. Coming up over Monterey Bay. Santa Cruz to the north. And I'm not sure if we're going to fly over San Jose or not. Maybe see if we can see the... I don't know if it'll show up on you, on your end, Pat, because you got older scenery, but... we usually fly close to Apple HQ, which is that big donut in the middle of the city, so...
What I don't like, I prefer to probably swim the Atlantic or the Gulf of Mexico over the Pacific Ocean.
Say again?
Because the Pacific Ocean's so cold, I prefer to swim in either the Atlantic or the Gulf.
Gulf is warmer than the Atlantic.
But not as cold as the Pacific.
Pacific, yeah. The Gulf is basically kind of enclosed a little bit. Not quite enclosed, but Atlantic, Pacific are big oceans, obviously, giant oceans.
The only reason I'm saying the Atlantic would be warmer is because it gets more sun than the Pacific does.
Oh.
Because the Pacific Ocean is freezing. Even with the wetsuit on, you're still freezing in that water. Even in the middle of summer.
Okay, we have armed. So we are 2 minutes from our top of descent. Yeah. Believe it or not, I have not touched a single drop of water in the Pacific yet. I haven't swum in the Pacific. I haven't even been on the beach yet. And I've been here for 10 years.
I was only there the only time I was there on the beach was we went to walk it one day.
Yeah.
We went to sit at it. The next time we were in the La Jolla.
Yeah.
We did a snorkeling thing.
Yeah, like I've seen the beach. I've driven by the beach up and down 101. And also El Segundo area. Like I've driven by it, plenty of times, but I've never really been in the water.
It's cold.
I'm sure it is.
Is it true what they say? California is so dry you guys can't water your grass with your own water?
Nope, there's restrictions right now. Yeah.
People were doing that by me all summer.
Like I was in Chicago a couple weeks ago. It was pretty green out there. I haven't seen that much green since I last was out there actually, and had some rainy days out there. And to come back here, it's pretty dry. And they're saying it's going to be another dry winter with barely any rain, so.
That's how I felt.
1 minute to our descent.
I'll contact ATC, let them know it's trying to understand.
Roger that.
Remember 25 line, Sierra Victor. Flight level 20,000 feet. Starting our descent into SFO. Okay, they know. We're clear to descend.
Excellent. Okay, I see the arrow coming up, so we're going to have to reduce our throttle. Go ahead and do that now. We should start ascending. And we are not. Why are we not doing it? Come on.
We are.
I'm not. Alright, I gotta do it manually here.
I just went back up to 20.
1,000 feet per minute.
There we go. You said it's the A319 that comes with the shared cockpit already?
A319, A321 both.
I'll probably start out with the A319, see if I like Boeing, see
like the Airbus. Or you
but I know the but I know the A320's A321 is better in multiple ways.
Well, because it also comes with the Neo add-on. It's a separate add-on you got to purchase separately, but it gives you the Neo config with the the, with the Leap 1 engines and the Pratt Whitney engines for the Neo version.
So should I probably just get the A321 then?
Yeah, I'd say. But, unless you're planning to get the Neo version add-on as well, it's up to you.
Which I probably will if I like the Neo, if I like Airbus.
Yeah. Like I said, you got to fly it to try it, I guess.
Then we don't know if it's gonna work with shared cockpit either until I try it either.
Yep. Yeah, you're passing below 18,000 feet.
It's okay, we have a week to try. I'll find out in a week.
Yep.
I'll find out on Friday night. And you won't be, and you, what about, so you'll be gone Monday through Friday then?
Yeah, until Friday evening.
Okay.
I won't be available. Okay, and this thing is ticking
And
me
what
off.
I've been doing off camera, since he's better at landings than I am, I've been going on off camera practicing my landings, and have been getting better, but they're still a little floppy.
Don't worry, it takes practice.
I gotta add a throttle. Once I know if I'm getting too low, I gotta add some throttle, reduce throttle.
Yeah.
Play with my throttle coming in.
Okay.
Going in, I have to play with my throttle, play with my yoke.
Let's keep practicing. Yeah, we're coming up on the other side of the bay. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to be focused on the autopilot here, so I'm not going to be able to see Apple HQ, unfortunately.
I won't see it anyway. I tried downloading the series for me, but it showed me as an empty zip folder.
Yeah. It could just be your connection speed, too, that drops out. Okay, let's try VNav again. There we go, we're good. I think, I hope.
But it's sitting on my side.
Let's see. I mean, I want to make sure we're on profile, that's all. Back inside, I got a conscience right here.
We're still not. Well, okay, we're at the very bottom of the chart for SFO the approach.
Again, I gotta make sure we switch to Eddy, or activate our approach once we pass Follett.
I'm just letting you know we're on the very bottom of the chart.
Okay.
We're 2-8 left.
Alright. We're done with the approach then. Okay, yeah, I see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is from both from us in the flight deck. We'd like to thank you again for choosing a fan wolf. We would like you to go ahead and put your seats in the upright position. Go ahead and stow away all your electronic devices besides your cell phones. Make sure they're still in airplane mode. And go ahead and pull up the tray tables. Cabin crew, prepare the cabin for landing.
Alright.
Yes, I know not commercial, but still out of habit.
No worries. Safety third.
Because you do have 2 passengers on board.
No, it's just, yeah. Yeah, there's 2 passengers. I love this approach, especially with this orbital scenery. It's just such a beautiful approach in the bay.
Try to get ortho, then try this again. Do this again. Once I get the ortho.
Well, what am I seeing? Oh, I'm looking at your stream right now. It ain't too bad. But definitely Orbit's is better.
And I just have mine up on Discord. That way he can still, if he needs to check something on my side, he can.
Looking good on your side. Okay. I gotta do this pretty quickly here, so let me go ahead and get that highlighted. Good. Because then it's going to take us to Eddie, and it's going to take us in the rest of the way, basically. Go ahead and switch on the strobe and landing lights. I know it's a little early, but do it anyway. Thank you.
Time for landing. There's two other planes we have. Okay, if we can't get it working with the A319 or an A320, next thing to try is a ERJ. No, CRJ.
If they have a config file available for it.
Let's look on that real quick.
Yeah, and I do have it, but right now I'm concentrating on this landing, so I can't stop and look.
It will be a CRJ, right?
The CRJ 700 by AD Simulations, or 1000. So yeah, they have two. They have the 700 and 900. Lost. Can't quite see the airport yet, but it's over there. I know it's just not rendering yet.
No CRJ.
Nope.
I am finding some for Embarter 195 and an Embarter 175.
Okay. Okay, I gotta
No, I guess I can get an Embarter. I guess I can get an Embarter if that doesn't work with Airbus, right?
Yeah.
Since an Embarter has.
But don't get a
not very much
plane.
stuff.
Don't get a plane you don't plan on flying. You know, because again, planes aren't cheap. So.
I do plan on flying Airbus eventually. I also want to get a ERJ too if I can get.
Yeah.
They actually have a Embarter ERJ family, which is the 135, 140, 145.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and activate our approach to Eddie now. There we go. Yeah, let's thrust here. So I'm basically looking at this here. I want this magenta arrow to be in the middle, with that line up with that yellow mark there. Right now we're a little low right now. Okay, so we're basically technically on final approach because we're heading for Eddie now. And we're going to land with just half flaps, but I'll tell you when. Alright, it's just going to be right before we land, so don't get itchy with setting the flaps until I say. Pretty long runway, so we don't need full flaps. Party, let us know if we're too low.
So it looks like you do have an Embarter 135, one Embarter 145.
I do have the 40. Yeah, the 145. That's crafts, right?
Yeah.
I have the 145. Yeah.
So it looks like on the Smart-Copilot they have one that says Embarter. They have one for the Embarter ERJ family 135, 140, 145 /XR Legacy.
Yeah, I have those.
Config file. They have the config file for the 95, the config file for the 175. But on X-Plane forums, I'm only finding the 175, 650, 140, and 145.
Oh, okay.
Unless I can buy the family pack for 100.
Probably the only one really worth getting is probably the 145, I think.
The 145?
Yeah. Unless they had the family pack on sale or something.
No, the family pack's 89.
Alright.
So I guess I'll just get the 145 if the A321 doesn't work. Well, I can probably get both of them probably next paycheck.
Yeah.
Too. So I can try them both.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into flying regional jets too.
Yeah, the Air 145 is a decent jet. That's perhaps. I wouldn't buy their E195 or 175 because they're actually working on a new version that's going to release if that's 2012. So I would hold off on buying their 170 and 190 jet aircraft. Keeps pulling me away from nav for some reason.
You want a hand flight in? Yeah, hand.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm coming to Heman now.
Okay, I'm just gonna head down to. Just gonna head down to 1,800 feet to Elephant.
We're getting close to Heman.
Yep. Yeah, I can see the airport already. Again, this autopilot's a little bipolar.
I see it now. Oh, this was a fun stream.
Yep. Look,
After this stream, time for bed.
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead and set flaps 50 and then lower the gear.
Flaps 50. You're down.
Thank you. Okay, let's see what happens here. You're coming down, so that's good.
Remember 25-1 Sierra Victor to San Francisco approach. On final for 28 left. Roger. November 25-1 Sierra Victor, San Francisco approach. Request landing 28 left. Roger, clear land at runway 28 left.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
Well, we're cleared to land.
You're eating chips there, man?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna go driving. What time is it? Well, I still got time to go get something.
Just order something.
No, it's expensive. Why? I can just drive.
I order stuff all the time because I don't drive because I can't drive yet.
Yeah.
Because I almost get hit in the crosswalks almost every day. Either someone not paying attention or being impatient when I have the right of way.
Yeah.
No one pays attention. Almost hits me. I flick a lot of people off because of it.
Oh yeah.
I had to flip off a semi driver one time because he did it to me.
People are always in a hurry.
I almost got hit walking in a crosswalk by a pickup.
Yeah, people are crazy, you know. Gotta watch out, you know. Yeah, I see so many.
Do you see a random road in the middle of the?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be like that?
What do you mean?
That random road just in the middle of the bay?
That's probably on your end. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, it's on my end.
Okay. Yeah, I see so many people crossing the street, and I've been looking. They just go.
Yeah, Papa.
They just look straight ahead.
Go ahead.
You're cleared for arrival. Roger. Well, looks like we are following the ILS. That's good.
Which is something I lost when I did a off-camera flight, so I kind of had to do a landing.
So if I can get down to 80 knots.
We thought we could before we tested it in Smart-Copilot.
Yeah.
I did it. I lost my ILS.
Yeah, like I say, it might have something to do with Smart-Copilot too. Like I say,
No, that was before we did it in Smart-Copilot.
Oh.
That first time I tried that landing.
Yeah.
I was learning how to program an FMS.
You set the flaps 50. Darn it. Flaps 50.
I'm fixing that. That was my hand. That was my stick.
I got it.
I forgot my button. I forgot my side button mapped on my Logitech. Auto, my side button map puts my flaps
Let's
down.
make a rule. When we're on Smart-Copilot, whoever has the controls, don't touch any buttons.
I forgot it was mapped to my flaps.
Got it. I think we're alright.
Because I haven't used it in so long, I forgot it was mapped.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, I had a hand fight. My flight and my landing was all over the place. I ended up blowing the tire because of it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But now they're getting a lot smoother.
Yeah, I did a flight in the 737 last night, not on stream, but I just wanted to check out San Francisco off camera.
Well, you should have just loaded into San Francisco and just taxied around.
No, it was a quick flight, like an hour. So I wanted to fly to Zibo, and I flew to LAX, and it was a beautiful landing, man. Best landing I had in a long time, and it's a shame I didn't stream it.
But you are now.
The pressure's on.
Now since I don't have the payware version, I'm going to have to go watch the blue landing on your stream.
Our minimums are going to be 210 feet.
Wow, that looks awesome!
It does, doesn't it? We're going to check it out in very detail. We got to park to... We got to find some way to park. Okay, let's see what happens. My aircraft. God help me. Disable autopilot, please. Thank you.
Caution.
Thank you very much. Not going to mess with the trim. It should already be set. Let's make sure our speed does between 80 and 85.
On ShortFinal, 128 left.
Yeah, I noticed it. And I just saw it at night. I didn't see it in the daytime yet, so I'm eager to see what it looks like in the daytime.
500.
Slow it down, gentle as a lamb. Got plenty of runway. Beautiful.
November 25 here, Papa. Well landed. Taxiing to GA strips at this time. Switching over to ground.
Flaps up. Oh, okay. What's happening here?
Hops up.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and turn the strobe lights off.
25 here, Papa to San Francisco ground. Request taxi to GA.
That's the thing. I don't know if they even have a GA ramp here. I gotta look at the map. We'll have to land an FBO maybe.
Landing's off. Nav off.
Nav can stay on, but strobe and landing off.
Propellant off. Oxygen can come off.
Let's get out the runway here, and then we'll stop for just a moment. Catch our breath. And let me double check those lights. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's take a look at the chart.
You start taxiing, I'll pull up the chart.
Okay, where is the GA? Like I said, I don't even know if there's a GA ramp here or not.
I'll check.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's on the other side, though. We gotta cross the runways again. All right.
It's fine. Let's just.
It's on the other side. No, let's do it the right way. It's fine. There's no traffic. Let's just do it.
Well, we've included the taxi anyway.
Yeah. And I kind of want to zoom in out. We'll kind of fly around in camera mode and take a look at those buildings. Like I say, it looked pretty good at night. I have to say, I haven't seen it during the day yet. But
they look way better than they do on mine.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the $25, I think, or $26. I was waiting for somebody to come up with a payware San Francisco, and of course, Flightbeam decided they didn't want to make scenery for X-Plane anymore, so they kind of walked away from it. And the only other option available was a freeware version by the same actual artist who basically was known as Mr. Etz, I believe. And then he announced, I think, pardon me, guys. I think it was early in the year or late last year that he was working on a payware San Francisco, and this is basically the one that was released. So I just wish somebody would release a payware Sacramento International. For some reason, nobody wants to do a Sacramento International. And that's really, I think that'd be a really neat airport to make a payware version out of.
We could probably do that next stream. SFO to Sacramento, depending on the distance.
It'd be a Cessna flight. It's gonna be pretty short.
About how long? Yeah, how long in time?
Cessna flight would be about maybe 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, doable on my stream probably.
Okay, crossing the runways. Yeah, I mean, I was just amazing as how beautiful the aircraft looked. The airport looked at night. I mean, the lighting was just amazing. Okay, so general aviation ramps up ahead. We got to make a left and another right real quick. SFO safety training. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some flight schools on the airport grounds somewhere as well.
My GA airport has a flight school.
Yeah.
Once I get my CFI from the flight school I'm looking at,
yeah,
I'll go be a flight instructor over there.
Again, if they have one.
Down the road from me.
Oh, at your airport, yeah. Okay.
My GA.
Your GA, got it. Okay, let's see.
Want to park at Airbus parking?
Huh?
So it looks like these are our spots right here.
Up ahead, yeah. Looks
Go
like
in the hangar. Looks like our hangar might be open.
Don't see it open.
Just not my screen.
Oh, yeah, you got a different airport than I do. Hopefully you're not glitching for a building on your end right now.
No, we are not.
Okay. Not quite lined up.
Come on.
There we go. Alright. Let's
Engine can come off.
park and brake on.
Engine masters.
Go ahead and power down the aircraft. I'm gonna go ahead and give the grand tour here. Alright, so here it is, guys. This is
unload the passengers.
ShortFinal Design, San Francisco, and like I said, it is beautiful looking, I gotta say. I think there's even interiors. Look at this. Oh man, it's awesome. There's actually animated people walking around. I mean, it's not perfect, but hey, it's got some animations, people walking around, pretty cool. Take a look around here. Just a beautiful rendition of San Francisco. Probably the best, obviously the best one that's playing today, I have to say. There's a control tower. I don't know if there's anything inside. We'll see. Yeah, there's some stuff inside. And then, yeah, everything just, it looks fantastic. Let's see if there's anything inside here. Yeah, there is. Pretty cool.
Close the door. Power on the aircraft.
American Airlines.
We are set.
And then there's, so just kind of take a look around here. We got the hotel. I think it's a hotel here. And then parking garage, obviously. Other parts of the grounds here. It's just, yeah, just definitely worth, in my opinion, worth the 26 bucks.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. What I hate is when people charge for, in their scenery, they charge 25 bucks, and then they don't, you know, it's just they do the custom layout of the airport, but you know, some of the niceties like surrounding the airport kind of get left out. But not this time. Everything looks good. You got the United building here. United's, I think San Francisco is the hub, obviously, of United Airlines. And then we got more parking over here. And then we got cargo areas over here, more stuff. And there's some buildings outside the grounds here. And then there's San Francisco there in the foreground there. And there's the, that's not the Golden Gate Bridge, but it's around here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. But yeah. Beautiful, beautiful rendition of, and we can obviously see what it looks like at night, of course. Let's go and do that. So as you can see, again, beautiful lighting. It just looks fantastic all around, and then we can check
that.
Yeah,
he said it tonight for me, too.
It looks so nice. And then, let's check these out. These, you know, these things that stick out of the water when you make your final approach to runway 28. Let's see how they're rendered. Yeah, look at that. Actually, okay, there might be. Actually, no, I think it should be. I think they're supposed to stick out a little bit more than that, but I don't know. But yeah, there's also some options. Some options for. I think this is like the flat version. They also have one that's. I think this is more to be compatible with orbits. That's why it looks a little flat. But they also have a regular version that has the proper elevation, of course. But you know, setting that aside, this is, like I said, in my opinion, this is a pretty nice rendition of San Francisco. There's even some interiors, which is pretty nice. I'm not really sure where the United Club is, but it's around here somewhere. So anyway, what you think of the flight, Pat?
I thought it was fun.
A good time. Enjoyed it. Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Maybe next time, you know, maybe if you get your thrust issues sorted out, maybe next time you can fly and I can be the observer. Yeah.
Well, I still got some good screenshots I'll try to find and send to you.
Okay, cool. Wouldn't mind. Alright, with that being said, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it, and I'll be back next time. So until then, have a great night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Take care, and stay safe out there.